All right, this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. I'm at the Myrtle Beach Coastal Grand Mall in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's a Tesla supercharging station. Abundant energy here for you. I've met interesting individuals here one of which yesterday he was charging up his Tesla Performance model that has unlimited supercharging for life. And I would say one of the ways to create an absolute frenzy to buy up used Teslas is to make all Teslas supercharging for free. And I realize that's a bold statement. I'm going to back that up with some possibilities. Imagine, if you will, uh, charging stations that are actually also large battery stations. So, for example, if we had in this area, there's plenty of real estate and some that's being developed in this parking lot, could have a Tesla welcome center right there where people can maybe have some high-powered nutrition from the likes of Kimball Musk and his creating healthy nutrition for people, as well as a large lithium battery pack that's drawing off peak power to charge up cars. Imagine, if you will, lightning bolts being able to charge up that A battery, and maybe it will be a capacitor. This is a direct presentation to Elon Musk, JB Straubel, Kimball Musk, May Musk, the whole Musk family, and the Tesla Corporation. I believe that I know that advertising has largely been people that are so satisfied and excited about taking fossil fuels out of reducing the impact of fossil fuels on our environment, where we live and breathe and exist. And so to that end, I labor. I want to help make this world a better place where people can enjoy a cleaner environment. Okay, so what I had been thinking about is a conversation apparently Nikola Tesla had with JP Morgan about an electric vehicle that he had that was charging from the ether, AETHER. The air all around us is charged with electricity. There would be the northern lights that show the aurora borealis, the beautiful electromagnetism that's in the earth and displayed up above. And I'm also believing that we have a firmament, a protective dome that is used to bounce frequencies off for communication systems and more. Now, when we have lightning storms, and there's a lot of them all over the place, imagine, if you will, a structure that would draw electricity to it. There are light structures that are high in the air and they're grounded, take a lot of lightning strikes. So if it were possible to create a system that would capture the electricity from the lightning, so that even in the Tesla gigafactories, if they had a massive battery cell there that would be charged up with lightning bolts. Imagine Teslas being made out of lightning electricity and solar. Out at the Gigafactory in the parking lot, that looks like a great place to have a solar panel covering the cars that are parked underneath and getting charged up. Makes perfect sense to me. I'd like to see that happen. I've studied Elon Musk for ever since I came to know who he was at the starting of Tesla. And so I'm very interested in a lot of the activity that the Tesla Corporation is doing. The stock is increasing because people see the value in what's going on there. When I talked with Brian yesterday, a very satisfied uh, Porsche owner previously, when he got his Tesla, he said, I would never go back to fossil fuels again. Even though he had a high performance Porsche 911, now he's got a high performance Tesla with unlimited electricity to charge up at the charging centers. So a couple of things that I wanted to point out here is how beautiful this is. I've done a lot of sunsets and sunrises on the beach, and the ocean is right over, well, virtually due south from here, which would be right over there. The Myrtle Beach International Airport is right over there. You'll hear, I've heard and seen fighter jets take off yesterday, as a lot of commercial jets will fly out of there as well. I personally believe that a Tesla Roadster, there we go, let's put them on. Look at how slow that's moving. A Tesla Roadster could blow that away. I believe even a fighter jet. I'd like to see it. This would be a place to do it. So I'm also going to talk about a couple other things. We've got a convention center here as well, the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. The airport is state of the art airport as well. So people come from all over the world for conventions. This is the worldwide, or I should say, the most driven to destination, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the most driven to destination in North America, and quite possibly the world. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. A lot of people come here. I've met a lot of people. We are expecting over 20 million guests here this upcoming year. That's spectacular. So if you're thinking about driving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, there's a charging station here, a supercharger. And what I would like to suggest to Elon, should you like to have a Cybertruck, which I've ordered a couple days ago, I ordered a Cybertruck tri-motor all-wheel drive because I want to help really help this electrifying innovation to gain traction. I want people to really see the benefit of, of using electrification of the transportation system, balancing out the creation and distribution of electricity using solar and wind and lightning to charge up battery cells that supercharge cars. And for everybody that wants to have a different power system in the house, that same kind of technology of a power wall complemented with solar makes perfect sense. I want to help Solar City go worldwide, worldwide solar, worldwide uh, lightning generated power, electricity. I believe the technology exists. I wouldn't want to waste your time. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time with what I've got to say. This vehicle right now is a Lexus LS 400. It's a 1994 and it started to smoke more recently. It's a it's a little old to start smoking. But what happened is I think the valve guides are leaking, the seals on that. I've got experience in maintaining high performance vehicles as well as detailing them. Ferrari, Lamborghini. I never worked on a Lambo. However, I've worked on Jaguars and more. The Lexus, what I was thinking is, Elon, if you want to have a home in the Grand Dunes or an ocean front in Myrtle Beach, that you have a place to come to actually hold conferences here as well. Maybe once a year, have a conference dealing with the electrification of the transportation system. This is a really big deal. I've started to join Tesla groups and this is going to be a video that I'll share along with my YouTube channel, Truth. Now, one of the things that I make available pretty much every time that I broadcast is my phone number and my name. So you can hashtag my name and find out. I've been very busy in social media for years, for about 5 years now at least. And what I want to help do is help our system of power generation and distribution and transportation systems be more not just earth friendly. I'm not just trying to save the earth. I'm wanting to help people live healthier. In the context of that, there's I've recently posted videos that show that we have electricity in the air that's picked up by the plants and trees. People taking meters and testing the electrical activity of biologicals, of plants. And I think that's amazing. So some of the venues that I find and share would be TED Talks, Ideas Worth Sharing, Bloomberg, the history of Tesla, of Elon Musk. More recently, I've viewed some really powerful videos showcasing the passion of Elon Musk to make this world a better place. And in the discussion of space travel, part of the travel is in the imagination of creating a better world. What kind of government would we have off planet, as it's termed? That's a nice way of saying, if I could take people to a place that really doesn't have a, nobody from this earth has a jurisdiction there, there would need to be a new government. Well, how about we look here and say, yeah, this government's broken. This world government, as far as I can see, is broken. I am exposing the Illuminati, the New World Order, the richest people in the world that are trying to control the rest of humanity by controlling their mind. So some of the more recent algorithmic searches that are presented to me have been helpful, very, very helpful. I've noticed a bit of a change. So in the context of this, if Elon and Kimball and May, if you wanted to have a home base, or I should say a location here that has a fortified concrete construction that can withstand several 100-mile-an-hour winds because we get hurricanes, and you could charge it up with solar, wind, and also massive, massive battery, potentially lithium ion, maybe a capacitor that can quickly charge with a lightning strike. Have you seen where they'll take a rocket and launch the rocket connected to a ground wire that will cause a lightning strike to be drawn to it? The first time I saw that was probably a decade ago, and I thought, wow, that would be an awesome way to bring that right down to charge up a battery, a powerful battery. Now, in a vehicle, there needs to be a different type of battery because of space and mobility. On a structure like a home, it's if you've got the metals that go into creating a battery, or the liquids and electrolytes and all that, it could be a massive battery. Now, there's insulated concrete panel construction. RSG out of California has that. It's a shotcreted panel construction where the roof walls are all concrete. 3D panel out of Treaty Panel, which is 3D Panel out of Florida as well, does that. So like a new structure could be built economically. It takes a fraction of the energy to climate control a house built like that. To complement that, there are systems to draw the more stable temperature from the earth. Like 10 feet down from the surface of the earth, it's a pretty stable in the mid 60s, the degrees. So liquid can be circulated like a big radiator that circulates from underground to above ground into the walls of the home, so it's cooler. You could have liquid cooled walls, climate controlled walls, power walls. You could have a powerhouse, a house that draws energy from the ether, including the lightning bolts and from the sun. We've got roughly 300 sunny days a year here. Great place to showcase electricity. Now, in the beginning of the broadcast, I mentioned, wouldn't it be awesome if you could buy a Tesla car and have free, or I should say included, fuel charging at superchargers for life? That would cause almost all the used Teslas that are out there to be purchased quickly. Any existing inventory would be purchased quickly. When I get my new Cybertruck, and I believe that that'll happen in maybe 2 years, I would like to have one sitting here right now. I'm sure there's one that's available. Yeah, maybe it needed. I'm sure the armor glass has been repaired. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. When I saw the Cybertruck roll out, I thought that's brilliant. I really want to have one. When I saw the EV1 get crushed years ago and the documentary about that, I cried. I thought it was tragic that corporate greed squashed the electric car and that whole move for electric transportation. On my liked videos playlist, I cover a lot of topics, a wide variety of topics, health and nutrition. We operate electrically, our bodies. There's electrical impulses within our bodies. Dr. Daniel Amen of the Amen Clinics that I mentioned in the live broadcast a couple nights ago, I didn't remember his name right then, ironically enough. But anyway, there's a lot of brain scans that they've done to show the electrical activity of a brain. And I didn't know this until I saw it again more recently, that the brain uses a lot of energy proportion to the rest of the body, a majority of per per weight ratio, really heavily used in the brain. Today, I also shared a video that showed development helping a blind man to see. You might find it really interesting. When I saw the largest lithium battery in the world installed in Australia, I was thinking, well, one thing for sure, it doesn't look like a wildfire is going to affect that because there was a lot of land all around that was clear. And I saw it before the wildfires were in the public eye right now as much. But what I thought was, wow, that would be an awesome place to draw lightning to. So I believe it can be done. This is far enough away from the airport that an antenna here that would, a tower, a Tesla tower, call it what it is. Bring a Tesla tower right here to Myrtle Beach and have this be one of the large, because it's the most driven to destination in North America, it seems logical. We've got a massive convention center here as well, and 20 million guests a year now. And it would create quite a stir. People knowing they could drive their Tesla here and charge up at the supercharging station and then go to the Coastal Grand Mall. That's the sign for it in the middle of the view there. Now, one of the other things that I want to mention to you is that there's just a tremendous amount of traffic here, and you can hear there's road noise from the tires, but there's also a lot of sound from the engines as well. Plenty of space here to put a large battery to showcase the technology. Plenty of room, plenty of real estate here. Just up the road a little ways, we've got the Hollywood Wax Museum, the Broadway at the beach. I'm going to feature some videos that show this area here, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. Of course, we've got the Atlantic Ocean a few miles away, and just a beautiful place to bring the family. This is a very family-oriented vacation area as well. Very nice indeed. We've lived here for a decade, been visiting for over 35 years, absolutely love it. My wife Joni went to school with Vanna White of the Wheel of Fortune notoriety or recognition. In the context of transportation and using the power from the lightning bolts, if that's possible, as well as the ether, the electricity that's all around us, One other addition until that system is worked out, I do believe that the mobile Faraday cage that a Tesla is with the stamped aluminum, or the Cybertruck, which is stainless, I believe that electricity can be picked up by the vehicle, or a system that's integrated with that. Now, this car might be able to recognize some electricity from the environment, but it's not connected in a way to charge up my battery, nor is it going to really increase my fuel economy. I get about 20 miles per gallon of fuel. The Tesla Cybertruck that I ordered will have a 500-mile range, and it's quick, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Now, in the interim, until those systems are maybe worked out so that there's a link with the current Teslas to allow them to harvest energy from the ether, if that's possible. Until then, a relationship with the existing power companies. They may be a little bit reluctant at first. I don't know. The discussion, I believe, should happen if more like power walls are installed in people's houses, even if they have not a good solar application, if they can charge their battery system up in off-peak hours, and then have electricity for when there are power outages. And depending on technology that may be developed, it might be that a system that's about the size of this box right here could store up a massive amount of electricity for a household. Obviously, you wouldn't have something like this on a car, it'd be too big. But if you could have this in your backyard, something like that, or maybe subterranean, maybe buried under the ground. So you could have weeks of energy that would operate. That's kind of the idea that I'm talking about, is developing systems that would provide free, abundant energy to humanity. And then this area could be a showcase because of we get a lot of wind here, we get a lot of sun here, we get a lot of guests here, and the because it's the most driven to destination in the country in North America, you have to have a vehicle that can handle a good amount of travel on the road. So these are people that love to drive in many cases. Autonomous driving is awesome. I would like to see that be more widely adapted. Autonomous driving systems of Tesla certainly are better than a lot of the drivers on the road right now. And so the system of interconnectivity to make that happen is important to consider. Right up the road here at the Hyatt Buick, there is a Tesla X that's for sale. You can contact them. I test drove it yesterday. It's immaculate. It's a beautiful vehicle. The reason that the doctor who bought it sold it or traded it in was because when they went to their mountain home in Boone, North Carolina, there was not adequate charging along the way. If I could have talked to him earlier, I would have given him some options, I'm sure. You can charge up a vehicle at different locations, and I'm not sure if he was really aware of some of the options that he may have wanted to consider for that. So then the other thing would be if if a massive battery were installed here or at the Myrtle Beach International Airport to showcase that. So when people are arriving to the airport and they see a massive battery and it's got Tesla on it, well, that would be a way of advertising the transition to not only normalize it, to make it be an anticipated development in our infrastructure. It's an enhancement of our infrastructure to have batteries store electricity to smooth out the generation and distribution and usage curve, to balance that out so that power generating systems, power plants, can have a more consistent generating capacity. They operate better when it's more harmonic and more consistent. Just get it up to the optimal production point and store it where you can. Have the Tesla fully electric cars get free supercharging. Makes sense to me. There you go. So I want when you come to the Myrtle Beach area, the Grand Strand area is a great place to visit. We've got a lot of Uber and Lyft. I would like to see Tesla, where Tesla vehicles can autonomously pick up and deliver people. I believe that's coming. It may be worked out in some areas. This would be a great place to showcase it because we do have a lot of people flying in to Myrtle Beach International Airport. So this is Robert Forsch with the YouTube channel Truth. And what I've appreciated more recently is that there's been a bit of a change in not only some of the algorithms that have been recommending videos to me to complement what I want to look for, what I want to ask Elon because he works with OpenAI. What I would say is, have you been involved in helping that for me personally? Personally, is that something that you can look into? Because I've been exposing some of the dangers of AI, and because of the effort that I've had to cleanse my body, to continually detox by bathing in highly purified, carbon filtered, reverse osmosis drinking water. That's a mouthful, I know, but it's clean water that draws toxins and heavy metals out of the body. And so I'm also using borax and baking soda to help some of the electrolytes in my body too. I have electrical energy in my body. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing the broadcast because I'd be dead. I'd be too dead to do a live broadcast. So that's I was a dead man walking over 5 years ago and I didn't know it. Now that I'm actually born again, I got the upgrade. I got like Tesla updates the vehicles. The creator of me gave me an update, an upgrade. He indwells me now. I'm a biblical creationist that is exposing so much. I want to help people make an informed choice on your reality. Where will you spend eternity and why? As a child of God, I'm glad to be born again and encourage everybody to seek the truth with all your heart because it matters for eternity. Roughly 7 people per second no longer have the human experience. I believe we're eternal beings having a temporary human experience. And then we've got other than human intelligence. We've got an artificial intelligence. And even though Satan is, I believe, the nemesis or the enemy of God, the living word, the living water, the Alpha and Omega, he's his enemy. God is sovereign and omniscient. So we've got artificial intelligence, and then we've got omniscience. The creator of the world, of our world as we know it, is omniscient, knows everything. He's all powerful. So yesterday when I was here doing a little bit of a time to just take a look around at the charging supercharger, I had an opportunity to meet a couple of very satisfied Tesla customers, and one that lives right nearby, 10 minutes from my home. I'm sure I'll meet with him again. He's a new subscriber to my channel. Thanks for that, Brian. I'll send this to you. I'll add it to my list. You may be watching right now. So there you go. I'm looking for the end of screenshot. The sun, she's a coming. I'm so excited to get to do what I get to do. So rather than try and please others or trying to please myself, I make an effort to please God, my creator, my heavenly Father. He gives me the pleasure to do what he created me to do. I delight myself in him and in all my ways acknowledge him, and he gives me the desires of my heart. He puts them there. This is Robert Forsch with the Truth. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share if you do.